Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It is morning. It is morning here. What time I upload may not be morning. But let me just see who called me. Somebody just called me this morning. Just washed my hair this morning, so it's wet. And yeah, I'm doing this like 3-day don't wash your hair and then wash your hair. Like trying to keep like 2-day-old hair, 3-day-old hair. Because my hair is thinning, and I think it's because of my daily gym and I'm over washing my hair. And you know the funny thing about the scalp, it actually adapted to the, less washing. Anyway, I'm gonna tell you more about it as I do my makeup. So today's alphabet is the alphabet G, and I feel like we have quite a lot of things. It could be complete, okay? So I'm just looking at all the stuff in front of me and I think it's complete. So let's put some sunblock first, and I'm just gonna use my moisturizer sunblock. Of course, this doesn't start with G, but that's okay. Let me just quickly put that on and I'll be right back. While that sinks in, I'm having a cup of coffee. I feel like my Aerochino, which is that milk whisk, is not functioning right. So I'm gonna buy a different milk tonight and see if it gets the froth. Like this one's not frothing as much. So apparently it depends on the milk that you use as well. So I'm gonna test it out. Anyway, while I was saying, I think it's sinking, yeah, I was saying that I'm doing this, I'm trying this no or less hair washing. And when I say hair washing, I mean shampooing with hair. Shampooing with hair. Shampooing my hair, because I gym every single day, and sometimes I do gym in the morning and then at night, and then I shampoo my hair twice a day. Every time after class, I would shampoo my hair. So what I realized in the past few months is my hair started to thin a lot more. Like you can actually see it, and I can actually like feel it. It's not as, it's not a full head of hair anymore, but it's also, I don't have a lot of hair. I've never had a lot, like a full head of hair. It's never been very thick. It runs in the family. I have really thin hair, but it's thinned out even more. So I was reading a few articles about over shampooing the hair, and that it's actually okay not to wash your hair every time you gym. That it was like mind-blowing information for me, because it feels so uncomfortable, like after you sweat it out and it's all that, it just feels gross and dirty, so you need to shampoo your hair. But the articles were saying that over shampooing is of course no good, and it will strip the scalp of all the oils, and the natural oils supposed to protect your hair. But I live in Singapore and it's really hot and humid, so my scalp's always very oily and just, not the cleanest. Like I just don't feel it's clean. It could be clean, but I just don't feel it's clean. So anyway, I started doing it. So I tried it out. This is like my 4th week, I think, or maybe 5th week. So what I did was, after I do my class, I still take a shower, I still wash my hair, but I just wash it with water, so I, really get into the scalp, I massage it out. And, the first week was tough. The first few days was really tough because it just felt so greasy and itchy and just didn't feel comfortable. But I stretched it, I forced myself. Day 1, gym, water wash. Day 2, gym, water wash. Day 3, gym, water wash. And by the next morning, I'm like, oh my god, I need to shampoo my hair. And I think after 3 rounds of it, then my scalp adapted. That is the strangest thing. Like, it sort of like didn't become so oily anymore, and I could continue this water wash up to 3 days. So this is actually, like this morning I wash, it is 4-day hair. It's crazy. Like and my scalp isn't inflamed. Like it's not red, it's not oily, it's not, yeah, it's so strange. And another thing is my hair isn't smelly. It's because I am washing my hair. It's just that I'm not using shampoo. I only use shampoo on the 3rd day or the 4th day, depending on how much gym I did the days before. And so far, it's okay, I feel like even the hair that's, when you wash your hair, the clump of hair, it's less. That is strange. So anyway, I will report back to any of you who may be wondering about this and how do I, I'll just let you know. But so far, I'm pretty impressed. So anyway, let me put some foundation on. I'm just yep. Okay, so I am going in with the Guerlain Lingerie de Peau Natural Perfection Skin Fusion Texture SPF 20, and my color is in O2W. It's still an okay match, even though I got this while I was darker. I think I could probably go one shade lighter, but yeah, it'll still work. So I'm just gonna put that on my skin first. The only thing about this Guerlain makeup is that there is that fragrance, and I'm using my IT Cosmetics flat top buffing foundation brush. So I just did a video on all my core makeup brushes, or the makeup brushes that I actually have set in front of me, and I use them interchangeably. And a lot of you actually enjoyed that video, found it helpful, and I'm really glad that you found that to be helpful, because a lot of these brushes that I have, I've had them for a long time. Some of them are newer, but I don't really like to change out some staple brushes. In fact, I find it so hard. Yeah, I think I could probably go with a shade lighter now. Yeah, see, it's a little darker for my neck. So yeah, maybe, when I finish this, I will use this. I could mix with a lighter foundation. I will change to a different foundation color. It is a really nice finish. You can see that's a bit of that glow. And it says what? Does it say how many hour wear? No, it doesn't say how many hour. It says Natural Perfection Skin Fusion. So yeah, it does perfect the skin. Very nice foundation, this one. But yeah, there's a bit of that fragrance. By the way, I've got this huge zit on my face. I woke up with this, like, what is that? So I was thinking of doing another brush makeup video, but to share some of the additional brushes that I actually like, but I don't, it's not really necessary, but if you love brushes, I can also talk about these additional ones that I bought and I actually enjoy, but I don't use them all the time because they're kind of like special. So yeah, I could talk about that as well. So let me know in the comment section if you want me to talk about those kind of brushes as well. I would definitely do it. And yeah, I need a little bit of, oh, you know what? I don't have any concealer with the G, so we'll skip concealer. And we're gonna go straight into powder, and the powder that I have is actually from a palette. This is the Ghost Unlock palette from Hourglass. This is the Ambient, and I got this in a holiday, it was a holiday set. So this is the re-release of the very famous, it was that Unlock palette, but then they came up with the Ghost version, which is sort of like transparent. It's okay. I prefer like if it was like a solid packaging, but the product is really nice. So we've got a powder, we've got a bronzer, we've got blush and everything. So this whole palette is the G. So I'm going to use this powder here, and this is the Finishing Powder Soft Light. So I'm going to use my big fluffy brush from Raffles. This is the number 11. And this came out in their set when they first launched. So when Raffles did their Kickstarter, I subscribed to it and I got like the full set. So you had the number 11 brush if you bought the full set. So it was so popular that they re-released this brush and they called it number 25. So apparently it's the exact same thing. It's a really nice look at it. It's so fluffy. But if you have a palette like that, a big fluffy brush is kind of challenging. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to like cover it at the corners, keeping it, so I might be getting a little bit of blush too. That's okay. And just tap that on. I do find that this foundation you need to set, and I believe, if you're in America or you're in the, Western hemisphere, it's summer now, so it's getting hot and sticky and sweaty, whereas in Singapore, it's summer all year round. So I do always need to set my foundation because, yeah, I will start to sweat and get greasy, and then foundation will start to melt off my face. Let me put some eyebrows on, and I'm going to use the Gucci brow pencils. And I have two colors. I have the Gucci in Brune, that's 04, and I have the Gucci in Châtain, and that's 03. So today, I think I'm going to go with a stronger brow. So I'm going to go in with Brune, and it's a pencil brush, a pencil, brow pencil. Eyebrow pencil? Powder? I'm not thinking right today. So I'm gonna go on after this to pick up some packages from my P.O. box. And then I'm gonna grab some lunch. Can't eat in yet because it's still locked down, like a mini lockdown in Singapore. So I'll have to do a takeaway. And what else am I gonna do? You know, I got a bit of work that I need to think of. So I'm gonna do that as well in the afternoon. And oh, it is a public holiday in Singapore today. So yeah, I wouldn't want to work, but I actually have a lot of work. Like, got all my notes here with work. I actually need to go and buy a notebook as well. You know what? I think I need to write down what I need to do today. So let's write it down. Eyeshadow, I haven't used this palette for a long time, but it's one of my favorite palettes. It is the gold palette from Natasha Denona. This palette, apparently it's supposed to be limited edition, but I do still see it on like Beautylish, I think on her site as well. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous palette. It's cool tone, it's got warm tones, it's got a pop of blue and gold. So if you like gold eyeshadows, but yet you also want it to be neutral, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous palette. Now you can really amp it up, but I'm not gonna do that today because you can amp it up with the, you know, shimmery shades, but I'm gonna show you how you can actually use this palette for an everyday. I love this. This is one of her more expensive palettes, 15 pan, but the larger version. She has the, you know, the smaller versions now. So let me use my favorite brushes so that you can see them in action. Going in with my Real Techniques, I'm gonna go in with this top shade here, and she has this little plastic thing that has the name. It's Aria, and it's a cool matte color. I'm gonna use this as my base all over my lid. This is an awesome brush. Like, I have 3 of them and I want more because the version that I have is really old. So you have this like rubber bottom, which is actually really gross now because it sticks to everything and it sort of melts over time, but mine's okay. So the version that they have now is a full like aluminium, I think full plastic. Is it plastic or aluminium? I don't know, plastic maybe? The only thing is these brushes come in a set of 2, so it's a duo. And I don't actually use the other brush because the other brush is sort of like rounder, like a mushroom. Don't really use that, but I know people find that to be useful to, you know, blend the makeup as well, or blend the eyeshadow, but I find that to be a bit too big. That's the base color done. You can put a little bit of eyeliner. Actually, you're out the door, so just one color. Awesome. So I'm gonna go with the same brush, the color beneath it, which is a more chocolatey matte brown. The color is in Log, L-O-G, Log. It's also a cool matte color. And I'm going to take a little bit at the corner and place it on the outer side here. Just to give myself a bit of dimension. Now I'm going to do the other side. Oh! That's a bit much. Okay. Let's clean the brush off a bit and then fix that. The good thing about Natasha Denona's eyeshadows is I prefer her older formulas, which is just, you know, straight out powder eyeshadows. I find them to be easier to blend. When we reach alphabet M, I'm gonna take out the Metropolis palette, which I actually really like. But I do find the shadows inside there a little bit more challenging to use because they're kind of really, really creamy. It does take a bit more effort to blend. And, you know, but once they're blended, they're beautiful eyeshadows. Just that it's so creamy that you dab a little bit and you gotta work into it. There are some colors, so I will show that palette. But if you're okay, you know, to sit here and like, I'm okay to sit here and blend, but, you know, for someone who's not, you know, maybe not have time, or you don't have the right tools, or you maybe just, you know, just couldn't be bothered to blend, that is actually an eyeshadow palette that needs, you know, I don't actually recommend that eyeshadow palette. Now, I can finish off the look just like this, call it a day, but I'm gonna go in with this shade here, which is next to the Log, and the color is, this is quite annoying. Can't they just place the Varis, like Varis? I think it's Varis. Okay, Varis. And I'm gonna take the same brush. We're just gonna use one brush today, and I'm gonna dab a little bit. This is like a shimmer shade. It's a shimmer shade, and I'm gonna put that on the top. to give a little bit of shimmer. Just a little bit. Just to give it a bit of like, And I love this shimmer because it's not too much shimmer. Sometimes shimmers are just like, boom, straight out glitter shimmer. It's a bit much for maybe the daytime. But this is just a nice shimmer. Now, the color on the top, which is Kava. Now this is more glittery, so I'm gonna use the same brush again. And this is gonna give me that glittery shimmer, but I'm just gonna paste it a little bit on the top of that to amp it up even more. But because it's only in the morning, we don't wanna overdo it. So yeah, my eyeshadow is done. Now I'm gonna put some eyeliner, and I think I don't have any. Let me see. And I'm cheating because this is the Wayne Goss eyeliner in Precious Opal. It will suit very nicely with this. I want to try and get at least one alphabet with everything, okay? So I'm cheating, I don't care. I'll put a little bit. You know what? I'm gonna try and do it without my finger. And I'm just gonna put it really close to my lashes. And you know what? I'm just do one eye at a time. I'm gonna take my Hakuhodo J533 brush and buff that out. If you have sensitive eyes, and I said this in my makeup brush video, and you're looking for a pencil brush, gosh, get these Hakuhodo ones. I will link it down below because they are so soft, you know, especially near the eyelashes, and you know you're rubbing it into your eye. Gosh, they are so comfortable. And then I realized, no, I don't have a complete set because I don't have any mascara with the G in it. I used to have a Givenchy mascara many years ago, and now I don't have it anymore. Boo-hoo! So let's just use, you know what, I'm gonna use the By Terry because I kind of like the By Terry one. So let's use the By Terry Lash Expert Twist brush. I kind of like this, you know. I like the gimmicky aspect of it where it's straight at first, give you some length, and then you can twist it so that it's twisted and shorter. Dip in again, get more product, and now we can make it voluminous. I like it. The effect is really good and I'm enjoying it. Can't recall if it gives me panda eyes. I'll try and remember when I come home tonight, or I come home later. Next, let's go in with bronzer, and again, we're gonna go back into the, what is this? The Ghost palette, or the Ghost Unlock palette, and let me grab. That's the thing, right? My two favorite bronzer brushes actually are not suitable for these kind of small, tiny palettes. Because look at that, it takes up the whole palette. So I think I will need to use, I'm gonna use my Tom Ford, because my Tom Ford, it's got a bit of powder already from previously. I don't wash my brushes all the time. So I'm gonna go in with the two at the top. So one's a little bit more shimmery. Try and get it properly inside. Dust it a little bit on my skin and mix it up. Yeah, and then I'm gonna go and buff my skin. Don't really want to use too much bronzer, but it's a nice shade. Oh, that's really nice. Even though that color look a little bit like shimmery, but actually on the skin, the shimmer doesn't come through too much. It just looks like a glow. So what I like to do with my brushes, because I don't wash them every single time, is to sort of clean off the color before I use it again, is I take a cloth and I buff it like forward and back. And it takes away the color so that the next time I use the brush again, see, it gets off all the color here. I won't be mixing it, or won't be mixing it too much. That's good enough for the next day's use. For blush, I have two that starts with G. One is limited edition and it's sold out, and now Chanel's reformulating their products, which is kind of annoying. So I am going to go in with either Golden Sun from Chanel, or a friend of mine gave me, or a wonderful subscriber, thank you so much if you're watching, gave me the Dior Skin Mineral Nude Glow in Color Games. So I actually haven't used this yet because it's so pretty. I don't know, I just feel like it's, oh my gosh, it's really, let me take this off. Look at that. Isn't that a pop of color? I just don't want to disturb the embossing of this because it's so pretty. I believe this was supposed to be for the Olympics. I think it came out around that time. And she said she wasn't using it, so she gave it to me, and oh, look at that. You know, love something is to use it, right? So let's do it. Oh my gosh, look at that color. Oh wow. Wow, that is really a hot pink cheek. It might not be so matchy for this makeup look, but let's go in. Oh, I destroyed it. For this really pigmented blush, I am going to go in with my Sukiu blush brush, and I'm gonna dab just a little bit. Let me dab that, oh my gosh, let me dab that off on my hand. What? There was just a tap. I'll try to take a little bit more from the side. Got a bit of color, and I'm gonna put that on the top. Oh, that's pretty, oh. Wow, that was just a tap. This is gonna last you a lifetime if you ever get this, or you can still get it. Wow, that's pretty. Let's do the same brush, no dipping extra, and put that. I've got a zit right there. It's like emphasizing my zit. That is a really beautiful magenta cheek. Before I finish off the lips, let me just blow my hair a little bit and look a bit more presentable. I'll be right back. Hair is blown dry. I don't do anything. I just use the Dyson and just, you know, just dry it up a little bit, give it a comb. I was told that side parting is not the thing now. It goes center parting, but I seriously look weird with center parting hair. No, that's not me. So I've been all my life, I've always used side parting all my life, like slightly either this side or this side, because I don't know. I just find that my face looks really round if I do center parting. Anyway, let's do the lips. I've got two lip colors, and they are from Guerlain. Yeah, I got a couple of Guerlain things, huh? And they come in these like casings where you can interchange, so you can buy the casings separately and just change them up. So I have this casing, which not sure if was it limited edition one. I'm not sure. You know what? They don't actually have the colors on it. So I'm just gonna tell you what I have. So I've got one which is a bright pink. It definitely matches the blush, but maybe it's a bit too much. And I have one more which is cool tone mauve. Doesn't really go as well, so I might need to use a different color. So I have one more. This is Golden Hour. This is actually the refill from House of Sillage. So let me just take this out. I'm gonna try out some of House of Sillage's lipsticks. You don't actually have to buy that bow case because it might be expensive. You can actually just buy the refill, just take it out from the case and then just use it like this. So this color Golden Hour, I think will go really nice with the eyeshadow. So I'm gonna use this today instead. Beautiful. These lipsticks from House of Sillage are so comfortable. They glide on the lips like butter, and the color, like, look at that. That is so corporate appropriate. So, I don't know, it just goes so well with the eyeshadow, with the gold palette. Yeah, and then with the pop of like, you know, magenta cheeks, which I've sort of buffed out a bit. I'm gonna be a bit extra today and take out my limited edition gold pearls from Guerlain. This was one of the Meteorites from a couple of years ago. And I'm gonna take a bit. It's a beautiful, like, shimmery one. Of course, it might not be so appropriate for the daytime, but I don't care. I'm gonna take a bit on my buffing brush, and I'm gonna really buff out my skin. I love finishing with a bit of Meteorites when I remember. Sometimes I'm just so, you know, rushing or lazy or just don't feel inspired. But these golden pearls or any of the Meteorites just finish off the makeup So beautiful. Wow, look at that glow. In real life, I am not looking greasy, but in real life, all my like makeup just looks, it's like, I don't know, it just looks so good in real life. So this is a finished look. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of these makeup alphabet videos. We're just using whatever we have, not buying excessively, and yeah, just doing some get ready with me's. Anyway, take care everybody, stay safe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!